If you were following a lot of the rumors and reports before the Criminal Enterprises DLC came out in Grand Theft Auto Online, one of the things you probably ended up hearing a lot was that Michael DeSanta was going to be returning. Now, we're not going to be outlining everything that we've talked about in previous videos in this one today, but long story short, there's lots of hints in-game and in real life that suggest Michael DeSanta is going to be returning, with the fact that we know he's alive in present-day GTA Online, the fact that his voice actor and motion capture artist has commented on rumors of him returning to the game. We've even seen him on various live streams and even interviews saying, he's kind of hinted at coming back with Franklin, which is obviously what we saw in the Contract DLC. And it would make a lot of sense for Michael DeSanta to return for multiple reasons. He's one of the best single-player characters that we have. He's the only single-player protagonist that at this point has not come into GTA Online. I mean, even his kids are in GTA Online, but we don't see Michael DeSanta. So we got some new reports from Rockstar Games insider TezFunds2 that suggest we're only going to have to wait a couple months longer because Michael is going to be returning in the December winter update. So this is what insider TezFunds2 had to say regarding Michael DeSanta. Someone asked him, so do people still think the next DLC will feature Michael, knowing now that the broken movie set NPC was most likely related to the luxury auto showroom? I really don't know what to expect now. Hopefully it's not Doomsday related. And he says Michael is definitely being featured. But in terms of the DLC he'll be featured with, I don't know. It's worth mentioning that one of the scrapped single-player DLC episodes focused on Michael was going to be about a zombie apocalypse. You never know, but maybe instead of zombies, we end up with clones of Clifford's army. So just going over everything, that was one of the hints that we thought was for Michael, where the luxury autos dealership is right now. There was a errant NPC called Movie Set that was right there, and we thought because that had to do with movies, that was going to have to do with Solomon Richards Movie Studios and Michael DeSanta. Obviously, it turned out to be just for the new cars, but he said Michael is definitely going to be featured. He just doesn't know what the theme of it's going to be. Now, we were supposed to get a single-player update in GTA 5 featuring Michael DeSanta, and it was going to be about a zombie apocalypse. Now, that probably wouldn't work in GTA Online, but what could work is an army of Clifford clones. We saw Clifford featured heavily in the Doomsday heist, as well as in the latest missions that were added in GTA Online, Operation Paper Trail. So Clifford's kind of fresh on our brains right now. He could definitely be featured again. As long as Michael is involved in some way, shape, or form, I think that would be super cool. Now, in terms of what the theme of the DLC is going to be, it's very much looking like it's going to be the Contract Part 2. So we got another post from Insider TezFunds2 who said this: before I start, check out my post from earlier this year. Remember this part? We'll dive into that in a second. Now, after the latest update, the last 2 slots have been filled. Also, thanks to the PS5 files, we know the script IDs for the HSW content. The new Smuggler Plane random event and Junk Energy skydives were planned out alongside the Contract DLC development before LS Tuners update. Just like how the first references to the buried stashes collectibles and the metal detector were included within the LS Tuners update, but we were never able to experience them until now with this latest update, as all the assets have been properly added. Script ID 265 is now more likely to be FM Content VIP Contract 2. If that's the case, we are bound to see a continuation to the Contract DLC, which would make more sense with Michael being featured. So in case you guys missed what his old post was, he put it out back on January 16th of this year, and it featured a bunch of script IDs, starting with 256 and ending with 277. So that you can see right there, the one 264, that's FM Content VIP Contract 1. And then there's a couple of blanks for 265, 266, and 267, with a couple of other blanks being in 272 and 274. But all the other ones we already have, like the tuners stuff and the VIP Contract Part 1. Well, now, after the update, the only one that hasn't been filled in is 265, the one underneath VIP Contract 1. 266 has been filled in with Smuggler Plane, and 267 has been filled in for the Junk Energy Skydive. So 265 is the only one that's blank, and he believes that this is going to be the VIP Contract Part 2 or the Contract DLC Part 2. So now that we know the next DLC in GTA Online, the December winter update, is going to be the Contract Part 2, we can begin to speculate a little bit. And since we know it's the Contract Part 2, it's probably going to involve the agencies and Franklin Clinton and partner. It's also going to involve probably the older characters like Imani and Lamar and obviously Franklin. And there's probably going to be a new VIP contract that will revolve in some way, shape, or form around Michael DeSanta. So think about the world Michael DeSanta is in. He's a movie producer that creates feature films at Solomon Richards Recording Studio. So maybe it has someone to do in the movie industry, or at least in that sort of like Hollywood-esque sort of environment. That's kind of what I'm thinking of right here. At first, I thought Rosalia, who's the host of Motomami Los Santos, the radio station, would have been a perfect VIP client. But in this last update, Rockstar removed all of her billboards and returned them to normal. So that'd be kind of weird if all of a sudden then she was kind of featured, because they kind of removed any hype that they had for her. So I don't think it's going to be her. It makes you wonder, who would that VIP contract be? It's definitely not going to be Dr. Dre again. Would it be someone in real life versus it being a fictional character in the GTA series? Those are questions I'm definitely going to leave for you guys in those comments down below. As far as when the update is going to arrive, we know that it is going to be featured as the December winter update. And we typically have a good idea of when those actually come out as well. Just taking a look at the calendar, thinking that it's going to be a Tuesday, my best speculation would be December 13th. Because that gives Rockstar time to have us enjoy the content from that update for a little bit, and then slowly transition to the holiday, Christmas, New Year's content, which happens the following week, really. I think December 6th is a little early, so I think the 13th is perfect, unless Rockstar decides to switch it up and do it on another date. But as we saw with the Criminal Enterprises DLC, Tuesday typically likes to be Rockstar's favorite release date. So let me know what you do think about this in those comments down below, and the Contract Part 2 DLC really being the thing that we're all going to expect to arrive next in GTA Online. Do you see this as good news, bad news, somewhere in between? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.